This is the TNA Wrestling August 15, 2024 full show results video. The show started with a match between Chris Bey vs. John Skyler vs. Riley Osborne, and the result of this match was Riley Osborne defeated Chris Bey and John Skyler by pinfall to qualify for the Ultimate X at Emergence. Earlier in the day, Nick Nemeth was interviewed upon his arrival at the building. Nemeth says he was initially looking forward to facing Josh Alexander, but he's changed into a different person and he's going to prove to Alexander just how good he is. Santino Marella comes to the ring and calls out Matt Cardona, and Marella asks Cardona if he's proud of himself and calls him a wedding crasher. Marella says he hit him in the jaw and it was loose for 3 days, and Cardona says they go way back and he's acting like he knows nothing about him and says he doesn't work for him or TNA, he works for no one but himself. Marella says he's going to give Cardona an opportunity to sign a contract to fight PCO, and if he doesn't sign the contract, he's going to prosecute him and put him in jail. Cardona says he won't survive in jail and says he's going to have his lawyers look over the contract, and if everything checks out, he'll sign it. Then we saw a match between Tasha Steelz vs. Giselle Shaw, and the result of this match was Giselle Shaw defeated Tasha Steelz by pinfall with a running knee. The System takes out Mike Santana and leaves him laying in the back right before his match with Moose is about to start. The System comes to the ring and Alicia Edwards says Mike Santana isn't medically cleared tonight, so Moose has the night off, and Mike Santana comes to the ring anyway and the match is on. Then we saw a match between Moose vs. Mike Santana, and the result of this match was Moose defeated Mike Santana by pinfall with a spear. The System attacks Santana again after the match, but he's saved by Joe Hendry carrying a trusty steel chair. Joe Hendry says the System are making a lot of enemies right now, but they understand that there is strength in numbers. Hendry says next week Moose and JDC will face Matt and Jeff Hardy. A fired-up Jody Threat talks to Danny Luna about Molly Shaw being cheaters. Danny tells her they didn't go through everything they have to not become Knockouts Tag Team Champions, and they dare Molly Shaw to try again. We hear from Jordynne Grace following last week's attack by Ash by Elegance. Grace says Ash is trying to ruin her legacy and she can't have that, and Grace says if Ash wants a fight she's damn well going to get one. Then we saw a match between Ace Austin vs. Jason Hotch vs. Rich Swann, and the result of this match was Jason Hotch defeated Rich Swann and Ace Austin by pinfall to qualify for the Ultimate X at Emergence. Matt Cardona and Santino Marella are backstage and Cardona says the contract looks great and he wants to sign it. Cardona proposes a 6-man tag first, then he'll face PCO at Emergence, and Marella agrees and Cardona signs the contract. In the main event of the show, we saw a match between Josh Alexander vs. Nick Nemeth for the TNA World Championship, and the match's result ended in a draw. Nemeth asks for 5 more minutes but Alexander leaves instead. Nemeth drags Alexander back to the ring. Josh kicks him between his legs for his troubles. Alexander stands over Nemeth and holds up the title as TNA Impact goes off the air.